Alright, let's get into it. What if I told you the new Masters of the Universe movie drops a nostalgia bomb so loud it rattles your childhood action figures?
Hi, I'm Emma, and I'm in a total fantasy mood today. Like sword, sorcery, and a little scandal, please and thank you. So, let's talk Masters of the Universe. That's Mattel's classic franchise about He-Man, the buff prince with the destiny, battling the skull-faced menace Skeletor on the planet Eternia. The 2026 movie is directed by Travis Knight, who's the filmmaker steering this ship with clean, character-first visual storytelling. Prince Adam, that's He-Man's real name, gets raised on Earth, then returns to Eternia to save the capital city Eternos from Skeletor's full-on tyranny. Quick spoiler heads up if you're precious about plot details. I won't ruin every beat, but we're serving real tea today, so sip carefully. Personal story time. When I was a kid, He-Man was my blueprint for swagger. Cut to years later at a Comic-Con, I'm in line for coffee that tastes like regret, and this legit sitcom star from the 2000s, no joke, rolls up in a DIY He-Man costume. Wig slightly askew, faux abs, total vibe. We end up chatting about why people dress up as heroes, and he goes, "Embrace the goofy, embrace the power." Honey, I almost cried on the convention floor. That moment basically stamped what this new movie preaches. Your inner hero is not in the shiny sword, it's in you. Cheesy, true, Yaz Queen. But okay, back to the movie. Basics for the uninitiated. Masters 2026 is a live-action blow-up of the Mattel classic. Nicholas Galitzine, who is the actor playing Prince Adam/He-Man, gives us a humble Earth boy turned mythic defender. The look of the movie balances real sets and location shoots with major visual effects. Industrial Light and Magic, that's ILM, and D&EG, both top-tier VXF houses, help make Eternia feel tangible, not video gamey. We're talking cathedrals, caves, and London's slick Canary Wharf standing in as a magic tech mashup. It's grounded spectacle, not plastic sheen.
Let's name names, cause the cast is stacked. Travis Knight again is the director, the adult in the room keeping things coherent. Nicholas Galitzine, our He-Man, stepped in after Kyle Allen, who is the actor Netflix had lined up pre-cancellation, exited when the project moved. Camila Mendes, that's the actress playing Tila, is the captain with a backbone who becomes Adam's ride or die. Jared Leto is Skeletor, the tyrant sorcerer whose face is like forever during Halloween. Alison Brie plays Evil Lynn, Skeletor's snaky sorceress consigliere. Idris Elba is Duncan, also called Man-at-Arms, the grizzled mentor/gadget warrior. And yes, it works. The mix of dramatic and comedic performers gives the movie bite and charm. Behind the scenes, Guy Hendricks Dias, who is the production designer, builds out Eternia so it feels like history you could touch. Richard Sale, the costume designer, gives faction sharp silhouettes that nod to the toys without looking like Spirit Halloween. No shade. Visual effects supervisors Tim Burke and David Vickery keep the big battles readable, and Fabian Wagner, the cinematographer, makes the light on armor look painterly, not muddy. Carl Rebel, the editor, stitches the action to character beats, which matters because if it's just punching, I'm bored. Story. Adam starts on Earth in Oklahoma City working at a human resources company. That's a deliciously mid-job for a future demigod. He finds the Sword of Power at a comic store. Then Beastman, who is Skeletor's creature-controlling bruiser, shows up for an ambush. Tila, our captain of the guard, rescues him. When he returns from a college and doesn't stand for help from Demi, he responds to the crowd of Demi Moss. They jump back to Eternia on this sassy AI ship, which is the Eternian ship with an actual voice. Once home, Adam rallies the heroic warriors, including Duncan, Fisto, who is Duncan's brother with a steel right hook, and Ram Man, who is the headbutt king. They push towards Snake Mountain, that's Skeletor's lair, for a showdown. It gets dark. King Randor, who is Adam's father, is killed in a cave-in during a clash with Skeletor. Queen Marlena, who is Adam's mom and an ex-astronaut from Earth, survives captivity. Skeletor seizes power in Eternos and executes dissenters, including Mossman, the plant warrior, to show he's not playing. Evil Lynn throws hands with Tila. Trapjaw, who is the cyborg enforcer, loses his mechanized arm and later gets ended by Duncan. Roboto, that's the lovable robot voiced by Kristen Wiig, goes down heroically and gets refurbished later. And then the big twist, Skeletor shatters the Sword of Power and stabs Adam. Adam slips into a psychic limbo where the sorceress Tila's birth mother and guardian of Castle Grayskull literally tells him the power has been inside him all along. He reignites the sword, Skeletor gets dusted, Evil Lynn bails because of course she does. Epilogue check. 6 months later, Eternos is restored with Queen Marlena ruling, Adam owns the He-Man name in public, Roboto is back with a tune-up, and Adam reunites with his Earth roommate like, surprise, I wasn't making it up. Post-credits, we get Orko, who is a troll and magician, hinting he may have been pulling strings all along. We also glimpse Princess Adora, who is He-Man's sister and the future She-Ra, battling in the Fright Zone.
And Evil Lynn, never one to waste an opportunity, retrieves Skeletor's skull. This franchise is not done, obviously. Here's the big debate. Is this a superhero movie or a fantasy adventure? Some press lean superhero because capes and destinies and quips sell. Others say sword and sorcery all day. My take? It's hybrid, and that's the flex. The movie reframes the myth by saying the power of Grayskull isn't just in the relic, it's baked into Adam. That's classic hero journey stuff, but it also feels modern. We're not worshipping a prop, we're celebrating worthiness. Like you can carry the sword, but can you carry yourself? That's the T. Nostalgia moment that had me squealing. Dolph Lundgren, who is the actor who played He-Man in the 1987 film, pops in as a gym macho man. It's a winky baton pass, not me, but me wanting him to say I have the power and then rack a barbell. Iconic. And musically, Daniel Pemberton, who is the composer, teams up with Brian May, who is the guitar legend from Queen. The score slaps. It blends orchestral heroics with rock anthem bite. It feels like you could bench press a castle, responsibly. Okay. Industry tea, because we love mess with receipts. Netflix, which is the streamer that briefly owned the project, reportedly spent around $30 million on development before canceling in the early 2020s over budget concerns. Big yikes. Amazon MGM Studios, which is the studio releasing it in the US South, swooped in and made this a theatrical event. Sony Pictures Releasing International, which is Sony's global arm, handled the overseas rollout. The movie premiered at the TCL Chinese Theater, that's the iconic Hollywood venue, and hit US South screens in early June. Critics have been generally positive, though some debate the tonal balance. Early previews were in the mid-single-digit millions, and opening projections hovered in the 30-something million range. Translation: respectable launch, crowded market, strong fan energy. One more shout-out. Nicholas Galitzine shoulders a legacy role that two other actors were attached to before. Noah Centineo, who is the actor first linked in the late 1990s, and Kyle Allen, who is the actor attached during the Netflix phase. That is pressure. Fandom can be, let's say, spirited. But the film leans into Adam's vulnerability, not just his triceps, and that's what sells it. If you're going to reboot a toy line legend, human first, hero second. Otherwise, it's just tan plastic in high definition. Okay, pause. Because this next part is everything for my Shima girlies. That post-credits tease with Princess Adora in the Fright Zone, that is a neon sign for a spin-off. We will absolutely unpack the She-Ra potential, the politics, the twins, the swords, the sisters, all of it, next time. So that's the tea, folks. Channel your inner hero today. Cape optional, consent to greatness mandatory. We'll pick this up next time. Later.